Peace party people, this is Let the Record Show. I am Mike Pizzo.
I am Warren Peace.
And today's special guests are...
The Doppelgangaz. You're supposed to do it with me.
Matter of fact,
EP.
and we are
the Doppelgangaz.
There you go.
I like it. One take, done. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys gave us a list of some of your favorite songs of all time. And we went and tracked down everything on vinyl. Mm-hmm. And now we're
Everything.
Almost everything, yeah.
Holy shit.
And we're going to play those tracks from Let the Record Show.
Cool.
All right, let's do it.
And this episode of Let the Record Show is brought to you by Get On Down.
Get On Down is curating a collection of limited edition vinyl, CD, and cassette reissues of all your favorite hip-hop, funk, soul, disco, dance, and reggae classics.
45 box sets, shaped picture discs, gorgeous color vinyl reissues, and scarce pressings of the best modern underground rap albums. Get On Down has handpicked the most essential pieces to add to your collection.
With never-seen-before variants of all your favorite catalog classics, Get On Down is putting a new spin on vinyl, CD, and cassette reissues.
Hit the link in the description to check out the Get On Down catalog.
Hey, yo, y'all can't stand right here.
All right, guys. First up on your list, MF Doom, Operation Doomsday, Rhymes Like Dimes. And here we have the 45 box set, which is just amazing. And this is dope because even the 45 adapter is in the shape of Doom's mask. But yeah, Rhymes Like Dimes is your cut. And tell us about this.
I mean, what can't be said about? I mean, I remember. I think I really got put on to Doom around when I was in college.
Yeah.
And I remember, even for me, being a weirdo and having a weird, sense of humor and all that type of stuff. Hearing this type of rap.
Yeah.
Was just so mind-boggling to me. Like, I wasn't even into it at first. It's crazy. And then it's like once it gets you, it just gets you. And then just ever since then, just been listening.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is just one of our favorites. It's just super groovy and just, I don't know. It just has such a vibe to it.
Yeah, I think I know I hear Doom fans talking all the time about like what album that you should play to introduce him to like a new person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like I want to say I'm trying to think of the first front to back. Like my man Sean Meek was playing us Danger Doom, and then I think that might have been my first Doom album I heard front to back, and then I went back and started bumping everything up. But that's like an easy one to do first. That's like everybody says. So So I went Danger Doom first, and then I did everything. And then since then I just been hooked. And then when I play this album right here, I gotta play Rhymes Like Dimes. Like if I run through the whole album, I play Rhymes Like Dimes 30 times, and then I keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting you guys picked that because when we had Blockhead on the show, he also picked this track. But I was curious, that same kind of sense of humor comes up in your rhyme style. But you guys, you're not copying him. You have your own style, but it's definitely like you can see the influence in terms of the way you guys use vocabulary and things.
I think Weird Minds definitely. There's something that just kind of brings them together. I think there's certain artists that we listen to and we're like, can we curse on it?
Yeah.
Their head must just be fucked up.
Right.
Just like ours is. So
yeah.
I mean, this was super inspirational, to really come across Doom's work and be like, wow, you can kind of just do as you please, have your own style and not conform. And again, that was the reason why it was hard for me to even fully get adjusted when I first heard him, because I was to me it wasn't like the classic version of making a record. It was I don't know, I can't describe it. It was just such a cool awakening experience to be like, wow, you really just have endless opportunity to do whatever the hell you want and make it right. So
I think this is a really good example. You can do what you want to do, the way you want to do it, and if you believe in it, it will come out great.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I remember the guys at the store would play this.
Yeah.
And I was just walking around. I think I was heavy into my Clubby 8 thing then. But I remember hearing this going, trying to figure out when the loop started. I was like, hey, where is it?
It's off kilter.
I'm like, okay, who is this? What is going on with who? I'm like, oh, and then they just play the album. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
that's beautiful, man. But yeah, I mean, we had tickets to go see Doom and Mos Def, and I want to say was it Nokia Theater at the time?
Yeah, I
think what it was. I was hyped. I copped them from like a small mom and pop record store that had a Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
So I copped it, and we were ready to go, bing, bing, boom, and then joint got canceled. So just like we were just like I was in depression for like 2 weeks.
That sounds like Doom.
So we never got a chance to see him live yet. So
Pizzo's got an incredible Doom story.
I'll tell you off camera. I got an incredible Doom story.
Got an incredible Doom story.
I used to run MF Doom's website.
Yeah.
So I have I have like
Pizzo's
a
got an
crazy,
incredible
but
Doom
that's
story.
in another episode. I'll put the link right there. But yeah,
The Pizzo Chronicles.
Yeah. All right, MF Doom rhymes like dimes.
G.O.D. Part 3.
All right, next up on your guys' list, infamous Mobb Deep, G.O.D. Part 3 from the Hell on Earth LP. And this is kind of it's a different pick. I mean, most people I think would go for Shook Ones or Survival of the Fittest, or you know.
Now I was just when he was telling us about when I was talking to E about the interview and stuff.
Yeah.
We just because I get it's hard for me to like pick songs. So I was just thinking about just what came to mind first.
Sure.
And and like you said, like Shook One's been running to the ground. You know what I mean? But like this is definitely one of our favorite Mobb songs. You know, it just gets his amp. Love the video. Beautiful and but I don't know about you guys, but like it's sad listening to like Mobb Deep nowadays. It like changed my whole vibe and stuff like that. Listen to it nowadays, but I personally love Hell on Earth. Like I love Hell on Earth damn near as much as like Infamous. Like I love both of them. Like I love both of those albums front to back. So but nah, this joint the Scarface and all this, it just gets his hype. You know what I mean? Beautiful song.
Yeah, replaying of the Scarface soundtrack sample, or maybe it's a sample, but interesting because it's called Godfather Part 3.
Yeah.
But they sample Scarface.
Just an homage to the boy.
Yeah.
Godfather
Yeah.
Part
Oh
3?
yeah.
I think
because that was.
He's doing.
I think you can hear his voice.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep.
But it is funny to call it that.
Yeah.
You know, with it being Scarface thing.
I think I'm the only one that didn't know that was Scarface sample till like years. Just listening, I was like, wait a minute, I know that one. I know.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I was so focused on the hits on the record that when I went back and listened to the actual album, I was like, well, this is really good. And then this one just jumped out.
This is in that Loud Records like golden era. You know what I mean? When everything Loud was putting out was just incredible. You know. Interesting because who turned me on to your guys' music was Apathy. And he was like, yo, have you heard the Doppelgangaz? And I'm like, nah. He's like, they sound like young Mobb Deep. And I was like, and when I heard you guys, it got me thinking of like, again, like the way you guys use your slang and kind of the delivery, so I could see that influence there. I mean, do you feel that
major
influence?
Major.
Love. We always love duos.
Yeah.
And just even just the fact that they're in house with the production.
Yeah.
Most of the time, and then like you said, slang. And way of talking is like we love the fact that it's like you listen to them. It's like you're getting caught up in their world.
Right.
Yeah.
Kicko.
Top to bottom.
What's the Mobb Deep done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything.
I think anyone who loves Mobb Deep has to walk down Queens or Brooklyn and listen to it headphones on. I think you're the one that told me. You're the one that told me about that. Yeah.
I mean, it's a mood setter for sure.
You have to do that. Yeah.
Also, there's the. Are you guys into the G.O.D. The After Hours G.O.D. Part 3 remix?
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I heard that.
Play it?
Yeah. That's actually so. Interestingly enough, who produced this is Mighty Mai and Reef from who's now
This
at Apple
remix?
Music. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is, I don't think this is on the album. It's only on the B side of the 12-inch. But shout out to Milo because we had High and Mighty on the show.
Oh,
Yeah, a little
That's
while
the
ago.
slick.
B-Boy
That's
document?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
That was my shit.
Yeah, so he did this
we love
remix,
that.
but it's just kind of like him and Reef, and it's basically kind of like a, same idea, but like a replaying different sample.
Dougie Fresh. That's who it is. I said Slick Rick. Dougie Fresh.
What?
The
sample? Sample?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh sample.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's more in tune or in line with like the Mobb. I think that's what's so cool about G.O.D. Part 3. Mobb Deep's usually like a standard like drum pattern.
Yeah.
And the G.O.D. Part 3 is them clearly just using the loop.
Yeah.
And getting that funky like bop to it, which is, I mean, I just think I love what they do just regularly.
Right.
But I thought it's a cool switch up, and I think that's what makes the song so special too.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind
The
of
thing
like
that was
different.
most intriguing about that song, what you just talked about, is how similar that formula is to what you guys do.
Yeah.
You know, the whole kind of thing, just a standard kind of boom bap beat, but you flip it up every now and then, put a nice melody.
Yeah.
Like it was, it just, that's your formula right there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for us, it's all about you don't want the lyrics to get like drowned out.
Right.
Like,
No.
so, like too much production, overproduction, and just like too much shit going on. It's like, yeah. I mean, this is they are a major influence on us keeping a pocket for the vocals.
Good word.
Yeah, we gotta so we gotta shout out Apathy too for showing us love.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
big time shout out.
Yeah, that's
to
one of the like first people that we just started getting people saying, "Oh, Apathy told me to come here." He told me we just started getting people just hitting us up.
He was spreading the word on you guys.
Yeah. So hey, that's like the first person to do that. So yeah, we always show love when we can.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Shout out to App.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, there it is. Mobb Deep.
Absolutely.
God Part 3. All right, next up we have Nas, The Lost Tapes, and your track on here is Purple. And man, this is honestly like I think the heads feel that this is one of his best albums, The Lost Tapes. I mean, like everyone of course says Illmatic, and then everyone starts arguing about what the next best album is, but it very well may be The Lost Tapes.
Love it to death, man.
Yeah. So tell us about this.
We love it. We since kids always loved The Lost Tapes, and then for some reason, we always just like say light it to each other. Like we've been doing this for a long. I don't know where this shit came from. Light it. Cause we love like casual Nas voice. You know what I mean? We think it's hilarious. So we just love. Apart from loving the sample, loving the song, the lyrics.
Yeah.
We just love how the hook is just letting it breathe.
Yeah.
And just light it. Yeah. We love like letting it breathe like that. Yeah, beautiful.
Just smooth, man.
Yeah.
Like the minute. I mean, the whole record is just. I love to drive to it. I love to just chill out, listen to it, and it's. What I like about it is, I don't know if it's the case or not, but it's just the idea that, well, for me personally, I went through a whole like Queensbridge phase, and looking for all types of rare records that came, anybody from Mobb, Nas, Noid, anybody, and I would listen to it, and I always realized that the stuff that never made it to people's albums is always so smooth and just kind of chill, super minimalistic, and for me, that's my favorite type of listening. Like I love that type of rap, and to get a whole album from Nas like that, which is kind of him essentially saying like, maybe the labels weren't feeling these songs, but I'm feeling them. And I felt like a real connection to that, because I'm like, it speaks to me, and I'm thinking like, this is what he wants to do. Right. Yeah, so I just feel very connected to this album. Like it's just super just chill, and like he said, he's just kind of just casually giving you his thoughts, especially on this song about certain subject matter. It's just
he didn't like the way P. Diddy did Shine with different layers.
I mean, and just to come out, and he's friends with Puff. You know what I mean? So it's a very candid, very just like, I'm just gonna speak. He's probably high as hell when he wrote it. Like it's just very much, I'm just gonna give you how I feel.
Right.
And I think and he no, he's definitely high then. Yeah, especially doing that job. It's just chill, man. It's just cool, and he's just kind of. You could tell there was no rules with this.
No elaborate chords.
Sure.
Kind of just speaking
a lot of empty space right there.
And you can see why it didn't make any of the albums, because the record people were like, no.
You need a hook right there.
But it's like, send in the singing girls. Come on, what's going on?
But and definitely, I don't think it would be the same with a hook. So now, like you said, beautiful to drive to. Definitely, I love driving to this joint right here.
How about like the Lost Tapes too? Did you guys get into that at all? The new one?
I didn't get a chance to listen front to back.
I gave it somewhat of a listen. I like it. It's this is my that's my go-to for Lost Tapes. I was really impressed with the Pete Rock beats that were on there though. I mean, somebody can use those, if they're just considered Nas throwaways. I mean, damn, like Nas just get on it again. Like I really like the beats on there. It's really cool. But this is the one.
All right, Nas, Purple. All right, next up on the list is Cameron Pull It featuring DMX. And this is interesting because I think this is his very first solo single, like after all the Children of the Corn stuff. Like when
really?
Yeah. I think because I remember when we got this, we were like, it doesn't even say anything. Like they sent it to us and we were just like, what is this? Like I think they might have had a one sheet in there that said like Cameron featuring DMX, but there's no artist on the label, anything, But yeah, tell us about Pull It.
So we used to just hear it on High 97.
Yeah.
And at the time, we thought it was gonna be on Confessions of Fire.
Yeah.
when it dropped. So
Yeah.
I remember we were, but for some reason, well, at the time first too, like DMX was going crazy. You know what I mean? Like on the features, and then Cameron for us was just we found him to be super inspiring because he was at that time when a lot of people were dead serious. Like his sense of humor was just shining through, and he's like animated.
Right.
So we were making songs as little kids on tapes.
Yeah.
So and we used to always say some off the wall wild stuff, messing around. So we were kind of searching for people who kind of showcase their sense of humor. That's why we're really big fans of like Busta Rhymes, The Comin', and big fans of Confessions of Fire and all that type of stuff. But for some reason, we loved this beat and this song so much that we were searching. We didn't know how to get it. At the time, we weren't getting vinyl that. So we used to record it. I recorded it off of, I dubbed it off of High 97. That's how I had it on tape.
Yeah.
So then,
how many bombs were in it on your dub?
I think,
How many
probably
times
couldn't
they
hear the
bring it
record.
back? Bring it back, bombs.
So we used to bump before like downloading MP3s and all that. We used to bump it on a just a dub tape. That's how we used to bump this song. Yeah.
And somebody had a mixtape in our neighborhood with this on it, and I remember we were asking around a couple of our friends, and nobody knew how to like locate it.
Yeah.
So it really became this became like the craziest search for a song that we ever went on, because we were obsessed with this song. Like we would do anything to like try to find. Is it on? I don't know. It's on the internet. What's the deal with it? Bought the album.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times Confessions of Fire, looking in between songs, listening, waiting at the end. Is Pull It gonna come?
Right.
Yeah.
Because there would be ads in magazines with Pull It marketed as one of the singles on the album. So we were like, why isn't it out on that?
Yeah.
So I guess whatever sample clearances, and shouts to Digga too, because he did the beat. And we actually ended up meeting him years later, and he took us. Six Figure Digga from Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
Who did Cam's predominantly first two albums, and so it's a weird full circle thing even with that too, like working with him, and he kind of gave us our first start. So it's really cool, man. But we love this song.
I was heavy in the clubs during this, and I remember going to a convention and they played this, and everyone from New York was like, yeah. I was like, what is this? What is it? I'm like, this record? You guys go. And then he went into like the whole. That's when like the whole Swizz Beats. It might have been before then. Anyway, that whole New York sound.
Right.
Flex was dropping bombs, bringing like that whole New York.
This is like
because New York was coming back.
Entertainment, right? Isn't this Entertainment?
It's on Entertainment.
Yeah. Lance under there. Yeah.
So I just remember all this happening, and I remember thinking, like, walking back to my hotel room going, damn, I gotta go dig up all that New York shit again now. Like, because this totally went over. I think because I can't remember the year, but I think Snoop and Dre had just killed it, and then New York was like grabbing the crown back.
Right.
And
and 98, right?
So New York was grabbing the crown back, and New York was letting everyone know, like,
yeah.
So you dropped
the summer of '98 with Def Jam 2000 marketing with all the hot albums coming
that's
out.
what I'm saying.
Cam drop, JD. I bought this album and JD's.
Life in 1492.
At the same day, I bought both. I mean, that summer was. I mean, it was just too much music.
Total ushering in of a new sound too for New York. You know?
Totally.
Post Biggie, like All right, Cameron, DMX, pull it. All right, another great record from 1998, Kurupt, We Can Freak It. And shout out to Kurupt, we had him on the show. If you guys saw that one, I'll show it to you.
Yep.
But one of the funniest episodes that we had.
Oh, definitely.
For sure, you know. But We Can Freak It, this is probably like his biggest hit as a solo artist. Tell us about it.
I mean, we just, our first time on the West Coast was what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I mean, without music, we wouldn't have left New York ever.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but this to me just embodied
this is
the West Coast lifestyle.
West Coast all the way, man.
I just was so all in on the idea of like experiencing that. Like this just made me visualize it. It's just such a sensory overload of just like West Coast. Just feel, man. And just Kurupt is so ill too. And also him being, I know bi-coastal because I don't know if he's
Philadelphia.
Right, from Philadelphia. And just so having that, you could tell that he has that East Coast kind of lyricism, and it's blending with the West Coast sound. Battle Cat with the amazing beat, the bass line is so ill.
That layered snare. That's the classic West Coast snare right there.
I could just gloat about this song. It's one of my favorites. It will never get old to me.
We just bumping it like on the
Yeah,
way
we're
here
bumping
from
it.
the hotel. You know what I mean? Just can't get enough. We were bumping some. What we bumping for? Like we were 2 Battle Cats in a row. What was the other one?
Cheat Up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
Is
another
Snoop?
one. Eastsiders, right?
Right.
East
Cheat Up,
Side?
Eastsiders.
Yeah,
Yep, Eastsiders.
Yeah, Battle Cat, man.
Damn, that was some West Coast shit. You just jumped off the plane like, oh, we're playing West Coast now.
Yeah.
Oh, when we got we threw on a whole. We made a whole playlist.
Yeah.
Dope.
I saw you guys went
Dope.
to In-N-Out Burger.
Dope.
On Instagram.
Dope.
Yeah, we won't
Dope.
get into that.
Yeah.
It's a little drama.
But
this is just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
We wear khakis, fuck jeans. Like,
Yeah.
It's just so man.
The coolest thing about Kurupt was, and you hit it, is that West Coast, now that East Coast delivery kind of swag.
Right.
You could hear it, even when it was a Dog Pound and Snoop.
Yeah.
You could hear it like, this guy's different. Like, this guy isn't from Compton or wherever. Like, this
Right.
guy is like, he's different. But flowing over these beats, it's magic. It's really, really dope.
It reminds me of that era a lot because I remember like the heads would always be like, "Oh, I don't like any of that death row shit," but Kurupt,
Yes.
like Kurupt,
Yes.
Kurupt's dope.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it was, like the
who
head,
did not like
the
the death row?
heads that were like East
they were
Coast heads
heads,
were always like at least out here,
Yeah.
would be like, "Oh, I don't like the death row stuff, but I like Kurupt." you
Yeah.
know? He can rhyme,
nah,
So
I mean, this is speechless. Man.
undeniable right here, man. And we're getting. I mean, yeah, we definitely just been in that it coming out here just put you in that mood. You know?
Yeah.
So we just been bumping just nothing
It's the
but
snare, man. I'm telling you, it's that layered snare. They pulled it back a little bit, so it's not on the one. Like, it's...
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we ain't trying to. We don't want to leave, man. Unfortunately, we got like 3 more shows and then we back, man. So yeah, we next time we come out west, we trying to stay for especially in LA. We gotta stay in LA for like a month.
Yeah.
I mean, bump week of freak every day.
Yeah.
For real, man.
Hell yeah. All right, Kurupt. We can freak it.
Yeah, bought a little liquor for your homies, nigga. This one here go out to my nigga Mike Cruz.
All right, next up we have reissue Tupac California Love EP, which is basically kind of like a random selection of tracks. But your guys' cut was Pour Out a Little Liquor, which is from Thug Life.
Interesting. That made it onto the California.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
EP?
which is crazy. Yeah, it's just because this is really just like for
all-
DJs.
yeah.
I mean, it's just like, oh, here's some cuts that you might need
So-
for vinyl. But this
It's
is
all
late. It's
Interscope.
like a later
because
reissue.
right, because
It's all
Interscope. I was gonna
Interscope.
say
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Pour Out a Little Liquor is definitely not Death
Yeah.
Row, but
No.
the Interscope connection.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
this is
right.
actually what's interesting is that this Thug Life just had its 25th anniversary. That album,
Yes, I saw
like literally 2 days ago,
Yeah.
October 11th. But this is your guys' cut, so tell us about it.
I mean, Pac. You know what I mean? Us. You know what I mean? We love that man like a play cousin. We love him to death. So. Just Thug Life album is just crazy, man. Like we love we find ourselves bumping that a lot, and in this joint in particular, just first and foremost, even just from so many different, from a standpoint of just like reminiscing about like somebody deceased or whatever, you know what I mean? Get you in that mode, and then just how smooth it is.
Yep.
And then it just puts us in that zone, man. We went like I think we might have did like 1 year where we bumped this song like 10 million times straight, you know what I mean?
Get the streaming numbers up.
Love that, and then even just hearing like bumping like MF Grimm and hearing that quote and all that, you know what I mean? But yeah, we just love Pac, man. And it's cool too, man. Like I didn't even realize a lot about these Thug Life videos.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing like there were like 4 videos from the Thug Life album, and I remember the clean version of this.
Right.
It was tough to get through that one.
He had
to correct.
Oh, like you're talking about the edits?
It was like a whole different song.
Yeah.
I re-recorded.
Yeah.
But seeing all them Thug Life videos and everything like that. But yeah, man, Pac is like probably I would say he's our favorite.
Yeah.
So we had to show Pac love, so let's just pick a song.
So
Yeah.
being from the East Coast, I'm not trying to bring up East Coast, West Coast thing, but being from East Coast flow, East Coast delivery, and having this much love for the West Coast, did you get any flack from any of the people around you? I mean, you're not in Pac, you're in Pour Out some Thug Life, Pour Out Liquor Pac. You're not in California Love Pac. Like this is like deep Pac. You know, you had to listen to 3 or 4 tracks and then get into this
Yeah.
one. So, like, did you get any flack from any of your?
I don't think anybody's ever given us flack because we just
Not
love.
necessarily Pac. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you mean, like amongst friends and
I
stuff?
mean, you just are fans of rap music and period and across the board. And that, I mean, from the people we've had, they're usually not that West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast. And the influence you guys have, it's like you guys are just fans. Well, we like that, we like that, we like
music.
that. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But that's why I don't think anybody's ever like questioned our taste because everybody's always known us for loving music. So I think they're like, all right, if that's what they like, there's a reason why. Like these guys are like really into music. So. But we never let, you know, we were so young too when both these guys passed. It's like to really even grasp the concept of not liking a coast or something. Like our whole thing is we just watch TV for the music videos and just loving every single video that came on and like you know it's everybody.
Everything, and I remember I still got my CD, my CD of All Eyes on Me CD. And like a friend of mine who lived in a building down just a little bit down the street. He had all I was what 10 when it came out. Yeah. So he was 10 also, and he was bumping it in his room, and his mom said, "Get the F out my house."
Oh, I think everyone's had that moment with the mom or the dad.
He's like, "Yo, I can't keep this in the crib." So he said, "Yo, meet me halfway." So I went there in a hoodie. I felt like we were smuggling like a G-Pack. Yes, I yo down. I took the CD, put it in my pouch, and then I came back. I snuck it in my house. I didn't come out with it in my hand. And I still got that. I still got that. Still got my CD to this day, you know, and that's the original one. I remember looking in the credits saying we had on the Grand Hills.
Yeah, that picture with the album.
And it was, you know, it was weird as a kid when he died because I didn't understand the concept of posthumous releases. Right. So I'm thinking like this man's alive. I've seen videos coming out, toss it up, living, dying. I'm like, he must be alive still. I didn't understand how that worked when I was a kid. So it was super weird to us, man. So, but we missed the hell out of him, man, and it was cool to see him when he was alive doing this thing and the energy. I remember I went to Myrtle Beach for like a second, and it was around the time this joint came out, and every car was bumping All Eyes on Me, you know, and it was just to feel that live in the flesh. It's like watching MJ play, so I'm just happy I got a chance to experience it.
Nice. There it is, Tupac, Thug Life. Pour out a little liquor. All right, next up on your list, Funkadelic, Not Just Knee Deep, and this is a classic that's been probably sampled by everybody we just talked about, like literally. And Del the Funky Homo Sapien picked this as well. And of course, there's the De La Soul, Me, Myself, and I in there, Dre Day, tons of samples. Ice Cube. I mean, like everybody's touched this record. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, just everything from not only the musical side, but even the melodic way of saying not just knee deep.
Right.
She was, you know, Ice Cube taking that and just like even how it affect, you know, the Dog Pound Gang with the like all that is based. Like it's just, I was so blown away because I never. Only sampling is the reason why I would go back and listen. And I cannot believe I did not listen to older music now. Yeah. Like I'm like kicking myself. Yeah. Because I just cannot believe the influence. Yeah. The yays and all that stuff. Like I'm thinking, you know, and there's no shots to West Coast rappers, but I'm thinking like some of that stuff is what they created. Right. I just love to see the fact that they went back and thought that this was so cool. Right. Yeah. That you would be not only influenced by the music, but the sayings, the melodies, all that. It's just crazy to me.
You know what? I'm in the same boat as you. I didn't realize a lot of stuff was sampled until I went back and listened to it. But what I'm realizing is, you had to buy all this stuff. Yeah. Right. Back in those days, you had to buy this. So if I'm going to the record store, I'm going to get the current hip hop, Eric B. and Rakim or whatever. I'm not going to go back and try to find out what happened. If you hear other people talk, and you like, it's been said on this show a lot, is their parents had a collection, and they could go through that parents' collection. And I remember thinking that because my dad was a Herbie Hancock, Earth, Wind, and Fire head, so he had a bunch of those records. So whenever they sampled those, I was like, I know that. But they weren't into James Brown or Funkadelic or anything like that. So I mean, what's happening now is you have streaming and Spotify, everything is on your phone. Yeah.
And I want to say too, like as much as I love records and stuff, I think we should embrace that as well because, like you said, it's a great way for discovery. Right. Definitely. I wouldn't have gone back myself, you know, because if I'm gonna sample too, I'm not gonna get a George Clinton record or something like that. Right. You know, we're gonna look for something that we don't recognize. So I don't know even a time. Maybe I'll check it on YouTube, I guess. Yeah. But I'm so happy to, be in the streaming era for that reason.
Yeah,
I feel so much more attached and connected to these old records and just like amazed by them from arrangement and all that.
About 2 months ago, my son discovered Brandy, SWV, all that, and he was like, "Dad, you know about this?" He's 17.
Oh, okay.
He just discovered it. He was like, "Dad, this stuff right here." I'm like, "You heard Monica? You heard this?" No. He's like, yeah, dude, go.
It's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
And even my pops had bumping everything when I was younger, so I definitely had a grasp of music before my time.
Sure.
But even when you're young, you might listen to songs and not be you're listening to it just from a standpoint of like the music. This is the song, but you're not necessarily hearing parts that were taken until maybe after you take a step to take a second to step back, be like, wait a minute, isn't that from
right?
Like that. So it's cool. It's cool to listen to older music from back then when perhaps you didn't know that it was being sampled like that, and then to hear it again. After you're like, oh, they took that.
It leaps out, right? Wait a minute.
That part of the record sticks out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to streaming and all that, now there's no excuse. You know?
Right.
You bump whatever you want.
But the other side of that is that there's too much. You know what I mean? So it's like where I think you guys should be bigger than you are. You know what I mean? But there's probably such a glut of now there's not even as many barriers in terms of just how much music is out there when you think about
thing, though,
SoundCloud, etc.
Yeah, but I definitely we always feel like we wouldn't want to be alive in any other moment because we literally have no link into the music industry whatsoever. Right. So we just started putting songs out on the internet and just seeing what sticks and what people like.
Right.
And I feel like we wouldn't have had it. We wouldn't have had a chance in a different time because we have no really link, don't know this person and work at that label. This person does that. Sure. So and it gives everybody a shot. So I understand it gets it gets crowded.
Right.
But I definitely do think that the Kehd rises to the top still. And that if you're doing something and other people in the world connect, that you will be able to stand out from the pack a little something.
Yeah. You guys are definitely proving that.
I mean, we try. Yeah. Man. We still trying every day.
There it is, Funkadelic, Knee Deep. All right, next up on your guys' list, Bobby Caldwell. What You Won't Do for Love on amazing heart-shaped vinyl here.
That is nice.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Nice.
And this is the second heart-shaped vinyl we had. Mayor Hawthorne, his single was on heart-shaped vinyl that we had on the show, but
it looks beautiful, but as a DJ, hell no.
I would imagine alternate versions though. Did they have a standard version?
Yeah. But as a DJ, anything that wasn't black,
it's like
yeah.
How the fuck do you cut on this? Right.
Yeah.
But we know there's a Tupac version or cover of this.
One of our favorite
songs. Tell us about this track. This is a good one.
Well, I mean, just as is, it's an amazing song. I mean, arrangements, the melody, everything. Just again, the idea of nothing overly done. Drums aren't going crazy. Not too many crazy even fills or anything. Just a straight through, relaxing, melodic, just beautiful song. I personally just love it. But the reason why I love it is, like we were saying, checking back on samples and who sampled what, and us losing it over "Do for Love." Just such a amazing song too. So it's just the cool relationship that the old and new and the sampling. And I think for so long sampling got so shitted on, especially by just and when I say old heads, I don't even mean old heads in the rap. I'm talking about people's grandparents and shit.
Right.
What kind of who samples?
You don't play any
when you see the
Yeah.
benefit of doing the research, like you said, you talking to your son about songs that he likes. Now he's checking what do you know about that, but not from in a negative way. It's you're surprised in a happy way.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you're listening to it.
Yeah.
And I just think that's the beauty of it. Like I would never find out about these songs without knowing what sampling was.
Like my pops used to. My pops used to bump this, but he didn't understand sampling, so he used to say, "Oh, they stole that from
right."
So every time we're listening, I'm in his car, we're listening to tapes, and then he's doing this thing, and then let's just say that I'm watching raps, watching Rap City or whatever at the time, and Do
Yeah.
for Love video comes on,
Right.
and he has the hook. And he's thinking they stole that.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's sampling. I said
Yeah.
this credit going on because my parents are from Jamaica, right?
Right.
So they're kind of like scarred when it comes to taking songs
Sure,
because so many old reggae hits that like Fishermen were singing got like yapped and just straight taking no credit, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I
That
feel
was
like
rampant back then.
yeah. So I feel like he's like scarred from that. So he doesn't really understand the concept.
Right.
At the time, he didn't understand the concept
Right.
of sampling. He's like, oh, he stole that from there. I was like, no, this, they're getting credited.
I mean, it is also very much tradition though in reggae, like to have like, okay, this is the such and such rhythm, you know what I mean, and then like 50 artists do a version over it, you know what I mean. So, but you're saying like he thought it was disrespectful, like in the reggae sense too, or
well, no, I think he's kind of like there are some songs that he to this day that he gets. There's some songs that became hits over here that originated from like Jamaican songs that like that, and I guess at the time like before, I know in the 80s is when people up until the 80s people were sampling there's no credit.
Right.
And before he gets mad at people like taking some old school reggae songs and making them to like US hits.
Polished like radio, right?
Yeah. So I think he thought originally that when he hears like rap do-overs, that is just nobody. They just took it and nobody's getting credit, no publishing, no nothing.
Yeah.
So I had to break it down for him because
it
happened every week, And I'm going, he took that song, he took that. I'm like, no,
you're like getting a great education on samples at that time too.
Straight up.
Yeah. All right, there it is. All right, next up, Midnight Star Planetary Invasion LP, and the cut on here is Curious.
Oh wow! Now I know you music lovers.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah, which I have to say about this intro, when we see like fads go in and out, the intro of this song sounds a lot like Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing. You know what I mean?
Sure. With the,
all the percussion,
right.
Like the way the drums are programmed, and like, and I think that was 82, and this is 84, so like.
That's an 808, right?
Huh?
Is that an 808?
I think so. Yeah.
Is that an 808? It sounds like 808, right? 808 toms, sure, yeah. That's probably why, The whole thing sounds like 808,
Yeah, but then, this song has been also mined for, a lot of songs that we love, Erik B. and Rakim, Curious.
That's why we love it.
But yeah, tell us about it.
Well, I just recently even came across the Mike Geronimo Wherever You At remix.
Yes.
So he's doing it, like.
Yeah.
And obviously Erik B and Rakim murdered it.
Yeah.
The way they included all the vocal hits and just it's just, but then even see it get resurrected again with
Smile, bitch.
Yeah, smile, bitch. How could I? Lil Duval and Snoop.
The shoulder with Kid him with the shoulder. No.
Smile, bitch.
Yeah, smile.
Okay, I
smile.
think I heard that one. Yeah.
Living my best life.
Living my best life. Living my best life. That was like a number like top 5 hit like last year. Lil Duval, the comedian, Snoop.
Yeah. So it's just
damn. I totally forgot about that shit.
Right. So and the funny thing is like, or even Curious George jacking that piece.
Shit, yeah.
I don't always we're jacking, using it. And obviously getting it clear.
Sound like his dad.
Right. But it's like, I don't care who gets on this, raps on it, Lil Duval joking on it, whatever. It just, the chords, everything, progression is just automatic. Fire, man. Like every time, like, and I'll listen to any version of anybody who chooses to use it. I just think, and let alone their OG, which is I love to listen to.
Yeah,
so it's just super smooth.
Yeah, we always say like. I wonder, like, how do people create this stuff back then? Like, you got to be like alien. You got to be like the touch from divine. I don't know. I don't understand how people could think of something and then that same thing gets used. A piece of it gets used and creates another hit. A piece of it gets used, creates another hit, and it's like you got to be ill to make something like that.
You got to be ill to make the song, or the person that creates it out of different pieces.
No. The OG. Yeah, well, I'm talking about the OG. Yeah. Like I don't understand how people think of this stuff and like because I'm thinking about like a collective and people writing. We're talking about them. Then we're talking about multiple musicians coming together. Like sometimes it just blows your mind how something could be created that's so good that somebody could use a piece of it and then make and hits just keep coming from pieces of that. It's like that's like you make like a dish that's so popping. and somebody just takes one element of the dish, and then next thing you know, you got a restaurant chain that blew up. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, you're right.
No, and I think that's the brilliance of. I mean, like, and also like going back to what I was originally saying, it's like every artist influences the next one. So if they borrowed a little bit from Sexual Healing, but then came up with this, and then that turns into Eric B. and Rakim, and then like Mike Geronimo wants to have a Bad Boy remix. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's the second Mike Geronimo reference in the show.
I mean, it's just amazing. So.
But it's just, I mean, just stellar production, stellar, like you said, songwriting, melodies, and arrangement. And another thing is, like, we listen to a lot of like DJ Quick and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you see how they, of course, yeah.
Upstate New York?
Of course, man.
Nice.
And how they, producers like him harken back to even just drum patterns or bass lines, like clearly influenced by it. And to think that, rap would get shitted on, it's like rap is one of the most loving genres. Like, it reaches back to everything.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And pull from so many different sources of inspiration. It's like, it's just so cool to see how it gets put into the modern, like I have a modern spin put on it.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's definitely brilliance on both sides.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You gotta to have. I mean, think about how many songs where just a little tiny piece of the song ended up being a hit.
Like a 1 bar, 2 bar.
The original artist's mind's blown. Like, wow, like he thought that much of this piece of my song to make a hit.
Like he sampled that 70 times in a row, like on a loop.
I got the best example of that. Ice Cube, It Was a Good Day.
Yeah.
The Isley Brothers sample.
Yeah.
You can listen to that loop.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again and never get used.
Or even when we were talking with Bob James, is when he was talking about that little piece of Nautilus, the that people use.
Yeah.
And he was just like, they just took that little piece. Like, he's like, that song is so. But it's
like you said, both sides. It's
genius on both sides. For real. For real.
Really cool.
Absolutely.
All right, Midnight Star, Curious. All right, and Cameo, She's Strange LP featuring the title track, She's Strange. And actually, this is the one I was thinking of that Lil Duval and Snoop sampled for Killin' With the Shoulders. Have you seen that one?
Did they use it?
Yes, they used this.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the video? Or
I haven't seen that.
It's
amazing.
I think they filmed that at.
It was a whole meme. So he started. Yeah, it was a whole meme.
Like,
he played that song and Duval would move his shoulders. It was like 2 years ago. It was a whole meme. And artist caught it. Actually was a precursor to the song.
The Smile.
Okay.
And also they filmed that at the one of the nights Snoop was at Dre's, where Warren DJs a lot, and it was in the hotel at Cromwell.
And they filmed them doing that?
They just took the camera in the room and like,
shit.
Yeah.
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it has to do with the song that they made over this.
Yeah.
Was it She's Strange they used? Was that the She's Strange?
They used She's Strange.
Yeah. Because I think I know the clip you're talking about.
Yeah. Sorry to blow you guys up. We hope you cleared the sample, but but tell us why you guys like She's Strange.
Well, I mean,
Lil Duval.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But you know what it is too. Even with the stuff that Lil Duval, and again, I don't know his background, but I'm willing to bet a lot of it's Snoop's influence. Snoop has such great taste in music. You know what I mean? And I can imagine that I'm sure he brought up certain ideas for songs to sing. Maybe not. Maybe it was all. I don't want to take any credit away from anybody, but I just know that Snoop is just a huge. You could tell he just loves music. You know what I mean? Of all kinds. So, but this bass line, I don't know. It just gets stuck in my head. Like, and again, the songs that have sampled this. Tupac's, you can say the title if you want.
Tupac's Young Ends, you know what I mean?
Right. Don't believe
Tupac Young Ends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jermaine Dupri Party Continues.
Like the entire 96 to 98 like Death Row, So Def catalog. There's tons of references to.
It's just so
Cameo.
Fucking fire, man. I don't know why the guitars and the bass line, again, like we were talking about, taking from old, making it new. The way the bass line is played on Pac's song, the producer did that.
Yeah,
it's
like Johnny J or someone. Okay,
yeah,
maybe I got that wrong.
Yeah, I'd have to check again. But his bass line, he takes it and riffs further than is played on this song. He's got the crazy, and like the bends.
Right.
So it's like, how could you ever hate on somebody for being inspired, and then now making it your own, adding different sounds to it, messing
I agree.
with the bass line. It's just, so that's what I love about music, man. It's like we can take a concept and then we can take it further. We can minimize it. We can do whatever you want, and just, it makes it something totally new.
I remember reading something that when Bob Dylan was in the studio, he'd play a record, like I don't know, for lack of a better example, Rolling Stone record, and he'd say, "Okay, guys, that's what we're going after." And like, okay, and then they all try to jam out and make a song like that,
Right.
and they
it's
tweak
like
it.
that. Good artists borrow, great artists steal. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And inspiration too.
Right.
I mean, I think for us growing up, like one of our biggest sources was listening to artists that we loved and thinking like it's not gonna be something that we want to like copy something exact, but it's like, this gets me hype in a way that I want to make a joint that gets people hype in that fashion, or this is laid back in a way that I want to make some laid back shit that kind of hits that same note. But yeah, I think it's inspiring, man, and you could tell like a song like you said, we're talking about just a million people using pieces of this or referencing.
There's so much open there too. I mean, there's these wide open sections of the song that you can just...
A lot of space.
Yeah, a lot of space,
The track is definitely breathing.
Yeah. Right. All right, Cameo, She's Strange. All right, finally, a bonus track, one of our favorite cuts of yours, Doppelgangaz, KnowntchooTahLie.
Hey.
And, man, this is like the first... I told you Apathy turned me on to you guys' music, and this is the first thing that I heard, and I was like, this is so ill because it sounds like a DJ Shadow introducing style beat, but then you put, like, trap drums over it. So it's like you got the hardcore crate dug drums.
Right.
Then you got the trap drums. And then you got like the sung hook, you know what I mean? You even got some breakdowns in there that like make it more than just like the 16 bars in the hook, And then on top of that, you guys both mirror each other's verses. So you have the 40 and you have the 80, right?
It just keeps getting older.
Yeah. So I love it. I mean, it's great. And I think this is a great introduction to you guys. Like if you guys aren't familiar with Doppelgangaz, this is a great place to start. Video's hilarious. Kehd is the album. This is what, 2014? Yeah. And what did you guys do? 500 copies of this?
Kehd still may have been 1,000.
Okay.
1,000, yeah.
Okay, so I've said all I can say about this record. Tell me about this record. Yeah.
Well, I believe that we were working on Kehd at the time, and I think he showed me the song that had his verse already, and it had the chorus already.
Yeah.
So then I heard his verse and I thought it was so funny that I wanted to do like a version of
You
his
want to
verse.
take it
I
further.
loved it so much. So then I just started just Jones Beach, this. At the time, I think at the time we just came from Jones Beach for some reason. I think we rocked the bells or something. I don't know. But just words were just bouncing on my head. So I went. I think I went home. I think I might have recorded like the next day because I was like super into it. And then we had the verse, chorus, my verse, but the structure of the song wasn't done yet, and something we were kind of like, we didn't want it to just be just like verse, chorus, verse.
Sure.
So then that's when we started putting on our thinking caps, and we started. We said, I think a cool breakdown will work here.
Yeah.
And then we kind of like pieced it together just roughly, and then he came back with a lot of the newer elements in there and stuff like that. Cause like I do a lot of like, I love like piecing stuff together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Something that I definitely love to do, man. So I was like, we were like, let's just make a long ass breakdown.
Yeah.
Before before the
next verse comes in.
And then the cool thing about that too is how it translates live.
Yeah.
Like it's ill live to have that breakdown.
Right.
Because we could do cool stuff and then lift, come back down, and then go buck once again. Jump around once again. So it's one of our favorite songs to perform too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just the energy in the video is great too. You guys are having a great time.
This man got style. You heard that? When I heard that, I ain't never know. I said, woo! I said,
we got that that from Josh.
That's from my friend Big Josh.
You know
Yeah.
He's like,
So
I ain't
he's
never
singing.
don't you
He's
lie.
singing that part.
He's singing.
Or
that.
you're singing that part.
Oh, yeah, you know.
But he helps you.
Oh, our conversations.
It was
always
just
turn into
it
music.
derived
Yeah.
because our friend says, "Yo, I ain't known you to lie."
Yeah.
So we just want, so he turned that into a chorus.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, you know, I always tell E, man, like, yo, E, you got soul, man. Like, you know, you got soul. Like, you got that.
Yeah, you killed that. You killed that. That's
D.
great.
Martin, Tom Jones. We're talking about that. We're talking about that
Listen to
white
Bobby
man's soul.
Caldwell.
Bobby Caldwell,
Yeah.
Bobby Caldwell.
Straight up and down. You know what I mean?
Let's check
So-
out one more. Holla, holla, holla. Which this is great. I love the way you guys use this sample to make it sound like he's saying holla.
Right.
Holla, holla. But what's interesting too is that, like, you know, in terms of your guys' style and how you know, the influences that you named, like this with the kind of G-funk synth in there,
Yes.
like you really see the other side of your style, which is the West Coast, you know. So I feel like the other track is a little more East Coast sounding,
Right.
and this is a little more like 90s death row,
Yeah.
you know. So
But it's
maybe-
like you said too. I feel like these are, you pick good examples that kind of embody what we're about.
Right.
Just mixing multiple styles, and not that it's intentional. Just like we said, we love music. You know?
Right,
So
right.
we've never let where we're from influence what we listen to. It's you know, you could be from New York and listen to West Coast stuff. You
Right.
could love trap stuff. You could love this. You could love that, and it all just gets put into one big, you know, pot of gumbo, and you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
just come out with something that's interesting. Like you said, like on KnowntchooTahLie, a drum loop chopped up with a pitched down sample, which I forget what, you know, genre of music was, but we took the bass line from, which was clearly going like doo 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 doo, and like now it's like doo
Nice.
doo doo doo, and
Nice.
then you add the triple hats, and
Yeah.
so that's a bunch of different styles in there. This is, I believe, some sort of Middle Eastern
Yeah.
sample, more classic drums. And then add in the little 808 with the open hat, with the regular hats, and then, like you said, then add in the synth on top
Right.
of that. So, like, I don't know. I think a lot of people will, if they're more purists, will go, you don't mix that, you don't do that.
Right.
So I think it's cool that, you know, we've kind of just given up on all, like,
Sure,
ideas.
rules.
Without a
It's
doubt.
always good to go
Yeah,
outside of the
exactly.
box.
Without
you
a
know?
doubt,
Yeah.
you got to stay outside the
And,
box.
yeah.
You
That's
have
what
to.
keeps
Yeah.
us hungry to, you know, always
Yeah.
make music, because it's like, what can we combine? What can we
Yeah.
take
Yeah,
from?
I'll
I'll tell you
For
one
real.
thing too. Like E is super modest. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So if we're working on stuff and messing around, he's showing me something. I don't think he always knows when something is like super popping, because he's making, you know, he's always working on stuff.
He's in it, yeah.
So I'm like, yo, this joint right here is gonna be. I'm telling you, man, this joint gonna be good for us, man. This joint is popping. I loved it. So, and at the time, not that he loved it, but he didn't realize, he didn't see what, like, he didn't. I was like going crazy. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
Yeah, he picks the songs.
I was
that,
going
like,
crazy,
You know, I don't
so,
know. I don't know.
Because you're in it. You're in it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
I was bumping this in traffic.
Yeah.
The instrument, just the raw, just
Yeah.
right. I was going crazy in my car. Some girls were like laughing at me, pointing at me. So I was bugging in my car. I was just thinking, talking
Yeah.
to myself. And I remember distinctly, I was in the lane next to me. I had people looking at me and laughing. Like, what y'all do? So they probably thought I was. I don't know. They thought I was high up or something, or twisted or something like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was amped, and I was super excited to work on this joint right
Nice.
now. Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that goes to show you his like A&R capabilities too, because I felt the pressure when he was like, "This is it," because I didn't understand at the time. It was just like a beat. I was just like, you know, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's it, then I felt the pressure, and then he came in. He was so hyped, like he said, he laid it down like immediately, and I'm like, shit. Like I had to write my verse like 3 times because I just
Yeah.
I felt so much pressure. It wasn't like necessarily just like hitting me at first. I'm like, shit. If this is the song that's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
big, like
Yeah.
you know, I folded under pressure until finally I just kind of like let all that go, and
Sure.
then I was able to finally get
And
my
then
verse
as
out.
far as the title goes, you know, we just like having fun with the titles as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, we thinking like the Holla Holla came to my mind, even though he's not saying Holla Holla, like that
Right.
came to our minds, and then we were just like, yo, you know, we think it's Ja Rule, Holla Holla. I'm sure there's a million songs
Yeah.
called Holla Holla, so we
Yeah.
just like, yo, this is Holla times 2.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I love it. I love it.
that's how it came
Yeah.
about, man. But we had a really good time making this album, man.
Yeah, it's a great
fun.
LP,
Yeah,
and
I appreciate that.
yeah, I mean, you guys have a really vast catalog. I mean, you're working hard. A lot of instrumental albums, a lot of like regular full lengths, some EPs in there. So definitely check out Doppelgangaz. I mean, you have the capabilities to do it with Spotify and
Yes,
Apple
you
Music.
do.
Like it's all in there. And yeah, there it is. All right, everyone. This is Let the Record Show. I am Mike Pizzo,
I am War in Peace.
and today's special guests were.
EP,
Matter of fact.
and we are The Doppelgangaz.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
that's great. So what can we expect next from you guys, man? New album, some new stuff
Yeah,
coming down the
man.
pipeline,
Lot,
vinyl.
yeah,
Like
man.
give us some treats.
Working on almost done with this G-Pack Volume 2.
Yep.
Which is we're super hype about, man. Got some really cool stuff on there. Working on this Beats of Broncos Volume 5. And definitely trying to have some vinyls, some cassettes, some all types of different ways to play it. And then trying to also stay active with these shows, man. Show tonight, hitting Canada soon, hitting Europe after that.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, we've been working on a lot of music. So next year too, trying to put out a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah. Full length. We have a full length and somewhere in there
Yes,
too.
2020. I mean, I won't make it concrete, but 2020 we're dropping our.
You heard it here
next
first.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
And I think it will happen because we're
Yeah.
putting our sole attention on it. But we'll drop our next album, Black Cloak Lifestyle.
Yeah.
And we are, Lord willing, rap Lord willing, dropping Black Cloaks to go with it. So we're like super hyped.
Oh yeah.
We've been
Nice.
asked for years.
So you get the cloak with the
will
LP
get
or
it,
whatever.
yeah.
Limited edition pack. All right.
Yeah, so
crazy.
that's working on trying to get all this stuff going. You know what I mean? And now I want to sell. Thanks for having us. Man.
Yeah.
My hand got the
Sweaty hand, but
man,
microphone sweat. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Okay.
But no, we out here in Vegas for the 3rd time, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was just even cool just being just in a different part of Vegas. You never been there. We came
Nice.
through.
Oh yeah, you're
Studio,
seeing the sticks out here.
Yeah.
Studios is beautiful too.
Yep.
man.
Sun Studios, Las
That's Shane.
Vegas.
That's Shane over there.
Yeah.
Shane, much love.
What's up, Shane?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, studio is beautiful, man. And I really appreciate you guys reaching
Yeah,
out.
of course.
And we glad we can make it happen, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we didn't want to miss this. Our schedule
Awesome.
gets messed up sometimes, and us being a two-man kind of making everything happen.
Yeah.
thank
Scheduling
you.
is never guaranteed.
Thank
so we
you.
were,
Yeah.
we have
We
to.
had to.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
In and
you.
Out's right around the corner, so.
Oh yeah. We'll get that. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace, Kehd.
Peace, kid.